This is Fam Electric Ghost, and this is our continuing series of song deconstructions. We have episode 93, and this is the continuation of our live Facebook concert we did on Saturday, um, which was the 17th of November. Um, so we like to do these Facebook Live concerts, and we hook up our Go Mixer with our iPhone. We're using the newest iPhone Max XS with a rolling Go mixer, the original version, not the new one. Put it on a stand, well, a mic stand with a cell phone um, holder, and then we connect the quarter-inch lines from our Zoom mixer, our R24, so we get a direct feed from the mixer, not doing any kind of open air mic, and it goes directly through the Lightning into the Go Mixer and right out to Facebook. And then we actually record it from Facebook and master it. And then what we did um, is we have this version of the Old Soul Down the Rabbit Hole, A Fortune Up the Nose, which is like an 11-minute slice of a song that kind of came out of the session that we did. It was a 45-minute session. And we ended up working out this song. And this song, we really felt it, and we're actually, this version of it is the kind of more toned down, you know, a keytar, but not a distorted keytar. It's using like just like a nylon string keytar. You can tell it's a synth. It's not a very, like the electric guitars that we use on our synth. Sometimes people can't tell that they're synth guitars. They think they're real guitars. But this one you can kind of tell is a synth. But we went and added like a JDXI analog bass line, and it's kind of low in the mix. We didn't want it to overpower the track because we liked the way it sounded. And it's a live track with a bass overdub. It's been remixed on the Zoom R24 to try to clean it up as much as possible. And it's a lot of what we do. Is we like to have that kind of indie feel. Okay, we're a big fan of like the Basement Tapes, Bob Dylan and the band. Big fan of Neil Young and his In the Ditch trilogy, like Time Fades Away, On the Beach, and Tonight's Tonight. And recordings that aren't perfect on purpose, that have the authenticity of the feeling of the moment that you get from like free jazz and jam bands. And that's what we try to bring to electronica, because a lot of times we think electronic music, people spend a lot of money and a lot of time trying to make these perfect mixes, and they make it sanitized, and then it somewhat sounds all the same, and it doesn't have the character that I like in indie or college radio back in the day. There was a lot of character in the music, and because the way the production was done, it wasn't just trying to be like a dance hall hit. And so, people who use like key corrections and all kinds of things on a DAW like to keep everything in the same key. Well, sometimes the key changes are part of the character of the song. If you just sanitize that, you kind of wipe out the individuality of what you're doing. And I like the live record because it gives you that kind of honesty, and then you overdub, or you go back in and you replay it, but you use that as your primary example of a song rather than just building track by track on a sequencer, playing the song. Just play the song and then record the song. Constructing a sequencer is something we do, but a lot of times we do default to the live playing as the basis of most of our songs. When we get to OPZ from Teenage Engineering, we're going to kind of be more in the modern world of Ableton Live and Pro Tools, in that we're going to be using the sequencer to create the songs, but we're still going to be using a hardware device to create the songs at the instrument, which is what we like about OPC, what we like about using Arturia BeatStep Pro or any of the hardware, since we have like the Moog Mother 32 and the DFAM, writing the song, on the instrument is key. 'Cause I think Moog best stated that he felt that analog synths should be played live, and that you should kind of take their nature of being very um, tone volatile. I mean, they change a lot. It takes a while to warm them up. It takes a while to come up with a patch, and sometimes you can lose a patch, and it's a lot of work. Um, it's not easy to work with analog synth. It's not just pushing the patch and then playing. And some people might not have the patience for that, but I think what is good about it is it creates a really powerful um, inspiration, because every time you play with your these electronic instruments that aren't just presets, that are have subtractive synthesis or additive synthesis, and you have to create your sound um, from scratch pretty much every time. Or sometimes you're on a Euro rack, you have everything set up, and you'll keep it that way for weeks, and then suddenly you say, "I'm gonna pull all the CV wires out, and I'm gonna start over." And that ability to just like totally reset and start from scratch physically with all the knob per functions and the CV is very very creative process. It's very inspiring to be able to pull out of your gear. You're able to pull new sounds without having to go buy a sound engine. You can basically pull out of your rig consistently all the time new tones, and it's very exciting to be able to do that. And the combination I have with like the Make Noise Math module, and then my performance mixer, my MX1, and then when you go to my Zoom R24, I've got many ways to alter the sound, from direct access to uh, effects and capabilities to different mastering profiles, and then just workflow changes to subtractive synthesis and how you approach this subtractive synthesis capabilities. Lately, I'm going to be working with like routing Moog signals into an Arturia to use the state variable filter, and see how that affects the tone of Moog sounds. Because then you can use the state variable filter on the Arturia Mini Brute 2S and have that affect a Moog tone coming from a Mother 32 or a DFAM. So this old soul down the rabbit hole, we really like the sound we were able to get out of it. We're using the VT4, which is the new polyphonic vocoder from Roland. We've had some issues with it compared to the VT3. Sometimes getting the right mix without distortion is a little difficult, just because there's a lot of different variations that you can get lost in compared to the VT3. So the VT03, once you have the sound, it's pretty clear. You can't really screw it up. But with the VT4, it has a lot of capability, but you can actually mess yourself up. Because if you play with the delay, or you play with the noise filter, and you don't set it right, or you don't know what variation you're on because they're numbered, and you have to kind of do multiple key presses, it becomes a little bit of a hassle trying to get your sound. Now I know you got to save your patches, and I got to start saving my patches. Um, but the VT3 is kind of pretty clear knob per function, and there's no buried capability that I was aware of. And sometimes you can get to your sound a lot faster. Um, just saying. I know it's monophonic, and I know it has different capabilities, but like the VT03 has a scatter that I don't see on the VT4. And it has some other features. Just uh, I still like it. I still use it. I probably would for certain Josephine Electric songs. I like the way the robot feature works on the VT3. I haven't been able to get the robot to work the way I like it on the VT4, and I don't know why, but it's just not giving me a tone. It's like a different model. Sometimes when you use different things, it's like if I use the vocoder on the JDXI, the soprano mode on that creates a character on Josephine that technically on the VT03 I should be able to get to the same thing, but it does sound different. So each machine has a different quality, probably like the difference between a Jupiter like 6 and a Jupiter 8. There's difference in the way they sound. They're not exactly the same, so they're implemented differently. So the way it creates the vocal transformation is different. And there's some features like on the harmony, which I've been using a lot, which is very powerful on the VT4, and I like that. Um, but I would say in some cases I like the robot capability on the VT3 a little better. Um, but the auto tune kind of pitch correction on the VT4 is very useful, and I used it a lot in this song. In this particular song, it's using it's kind of dialed up on the pitch correction, and it's also cool that you can control what note you're going to be on. Um, so that is also very interesting and very useful. And the compactness of the machine is also a good thing for those who work on trying to do a show. Because a lot of what we like to do as the Ghost, we like to perform. That's why we do our Facebook Live performances. We like to be able to perform so people can see what we're doing. We're not just a studio creation. And I find it somewhat boring to just see DJs today because I'm kind of old school, and I like to see a band play. Maybe that's too old school, but I'm back in the day where I want to see like who's to do on stage Bob Mould and Grant Hart really playing, or the Replacements and Paul Westerberg, or the Clash. There's something to be said for that. Now I understand that this generation likes the new generation of musician. However, you can't get the dynamic capabilities if you don't actually play an instrument, in my opinion. Being able to solo and do improvisation on a keyboard or a bass, guitar, or horn is something I think people shouldn't be lost on. And you would see that there's a lot of hip hop bands that actually bring live bands on stage because of that. And I think electronic music and venues need to be a little bit more accommodating for bands that actually have sense. Because this year we have the Mode 1, we have the Prophet X and XL, we have the Grandmother. There's a lot of great instruments that came out, and venues shouldn't just only allow people with laptops and CDJs because you're missing a lot of the really great music that's being created by bands who still play. So I understand the DJs have their own place, but I like to write songs, and I don't see a lot of DJs actually doing songs that are actually structured like progressive rock songs or indie college radio rock songs. So there's still places for bands that do that, and venues need to understand there are artists that want to do that. I know the festival scene is more accommodating for that. And then Facebook Live, that's the future. Like if these venues don't let a band play, then we're gonna play in our own home studio and push it out, and then request subscribers and request payment that way, and then eventually be able to move to a real stage once you get enough of a following. So I would suggest any band that really likes to play, set yourself up and do a lot of Facebook or a lot of streaming live shows so people can see what you do, and there's no real cost. The cost you put into vans and hotel rooms if you set yourself up in a studio where you can live broadcast from your home in a basement, and you got the soundproofing, you got the cameras, you put it out. I think it's another way to get people to see your dynamic stage performance. And for the Ghost, we've actually been able to do pretty good with our fan reception with these live performances. In some cases, we've hit almost 3,000 people watching, and that's pretty good compared to when we go to New York and play a venue for like 150 or 300 people. We're reaching a lot more people, and we're getting people to really, follow us, and that's exciting. And I think it's the future is, having people actually pay for these concerts or donate to the band to have bands continue. So that's it for today. We're looking forward to our OPZ, which is coming shortly before the end of the month. We were hoping we'd get it for Thanksgiving. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. We're going to check with Sweetwater today. We had our interview with Hydra. Um, she's now in Minneapolis. It's up on all the streaming services. You should listen to it and check out her music. Thank you.